I'm here at the masjid, which was closed for Jummah today, and I came actually to do my Maghrib prayers, which is going to be in about 10 minutes. And I wanted to make a really quick video about energy, about the importance of understanding your energy, understanding your foundational energy, understanding your vibration. And if you don't know about energy, frequency, and vibration, then it's like, and you're science, and you believe in science, then you understand that everything is energy, frequency, and vibration, and everything has a vibration to it. Everything has a frequency attached to it. Everything is energy. Okay, that's not what I want to talk about right now. The thing is, why is it important for you to know your base foundational energy? Think about it this way: if you see a car, if you're a mechanical, say you're a mechanical engineer, okay, and you're a mechanic and a mechanical engineer and all this kind of stuff, and you see a car that is a Ford, Mustang from 1956. That date, 1956, you can know a lot about the culture. You can know a lot about the times when it was made. You can know a lot about the components that are in this, the technology that's in that vehicle. Okay, does it have a radio player? Does it have this? Does it have that? You can understand the society based on the safety features and all that kind of stuff. The mindset of the society. Okay, same thing with you. You were born from darkness, from triple darkness. Think about this: triple darkness. You're darkness number one. You're in the darkness of your mother's womb. Okay, and then your mother your soul is in the darkness of its physical body. Okay, then that itself is in the darkness of the womb, and then your mother is in the darkness of the skies. Okay, so it's like triple darkness, and from that darkness you came into the light. Okay, you came into this physical reality, and that time there's different energies that attach on to the baby, the energy body, I guess you can say, the energy makeup. And there's night skies, there's different planetary formations, there are different events going on in the time you were born in. If you were born in the early 90s, it was very, in America, for example, it was very prosperous time. It was very happy-go-lucky, so it affects you. It affects you as a person growing up. And if your energy gets affected. Now, my life didn't start changing a lot. Like when I had my spiritual, when I started my spiritual journey in transformation, since that time I lost about 60 pounds, and I've transformed my life totally, 180 degrees. From having no purpose, no confidence, no core, concrete knowledge about my foundation, always knowing that I can do a lot more, but I didn't have the courage, and I didn't have the internal encouragement. Therefore, making me that victim. Therefore, a victim needs a bully. Okay, if you're the energy of a victim, then that victim needs a bully. It needs someone to make that person feel victimized, and that feeling, I allowed it to grow for a long time. Okay, until I had my own kind of like awakening, and then I went to a mentor, and that's when everything changed, because I started to understand my foundation. I got taught the tools to understand my foundational energy. Okay, and from that point, I move on, strengthening my foundation, strengthening my core energy, my core lights that are attached to me, understanding the vibration of my name, understanding that nothing is by accident. All those hardships you've had in your past, it's not by accident. It's not by accident. And if you think about it, all those hardships were caused because you were being led by your ego. Your ego always, your nafs always leads. If you're living on your nafs, it's always going to feel empty. It's always going to feel not satisfied, and it's never enough. It doesn't matter if you have a lot of money. It wants more money. It doesn't matter if you have a new car. It wants a newer car. You might get happy when you get a brand new car, and then a year later, the model comes out, the next year's model comes out, and it's a totally different car. It went from a V6 to a V8. And it's like, what the hell? Now you don't like your car anymore. Now you want that V8, right? See, this is how the nafs is, because the nafs doesn't understand. It only knows its five senses. It only lives in the five sense reality, which is fine. That's fine when you're a child. A child, needs that stability. But the thing is, when you were a child, most likely, most people aren't encouraged. When their creativity, their hobbies in the 80s, it wasn't really encouraged. If you were Indo-Pakistani, Muslim, Arab person here, born in the U.S., and you had these grandeur hobbies and you wanted things in your life, and then you got told to think real. You got told to put away your fascinations and put it on the side and get a real job, or you have to struggle and you have to do what I'm telling you to do, because that's what security is. Guess what? The things that worked in the past, they're not going to work now anymore. That goes with marketing. That goes with a business. You think people are opening up brick and mortar businesses anymore? No, it's all going online. And if you're not adapting with the times, you're gonna be harmed. Emotionally, physically, all that kind of stuff. But what allows that person to change is understanding their foundation. Because when you know your foundation, your foundational energy, your strengths, your weaknesses, all by knowing what the people from the past knew, all by understanding the divine matrix, as you can say, divine matrix, divine illusion, this dunya, understanding the blueprint, what made this reality. There's corners. Why is a square 90 degrees? You know why a square is 90 degrees? It's 4 sides, right? 4 sides. Each side is 90, 90, 90, 90. That's 360 degrees, which is a circle. A circle is 360 degrees. And if you get 1 degree of knowledge, if you get a degree in engineering, you have 1 degree, and that's been given to you. And you're like, yeah, I have a degree, and you think knowledge comes from within. You always had the knowledge. It's dimensions to tap into. And your body is the vessel that taps into those dimensions. See, I'm in a masjid right now, but the temple, the real masjid, is you. You are the masjid. And how your masjid is, it's going to represent in the physical masjid. And you might think, okay, it's a beautiful masjid, but how do you know the walls aren't stucco and foam, and it's like, it's like when you look with the fine details, things happen. Maybe the budget is overinflated, because it represents the people that built it. Maybe they have problems X, Y, Z. Maybe their activities for personal development is flourishing, and it represents the flourishing health of the community, physical health, mental health of the community. But let's be honest, the Muslim community's mental health is not flourishing, because we, unfortunately, as a group, are living in a very materialistic kind of dunya, where we're scared of scarcity, where we're always wanting someone to save us. Okay, Bernie's going to save the Muslims. Oh, okay, I'm going to vote for Bernie because he said something against Israel. Oh, yeah. It's like, what? That's how you think that? You think he's going to save you? No, there's no savior outside of yourself, okay? You can't put your fears, and you can't put your savior mentality from yourself to something outside yourself. No, it doesn't work that way, because there's no savior, okay? No savior's coming. You have to become your own savior, but you can't do that unless you understand your own self. If you don't understand your energy, if you don't understand your core, what makes you up, what makes your soul, what is your nafs, why do you get triggered? Why are you worried? Why are you, everything belongs to Allah, right? So happiness is all from Allah. For example, the divine, like the strength comes from the divine. It doesn't come from me. But see, you are the vessel that the strength flows through. And if you don't understand that, you have to cut down those separations in your heart. You have to cut down, you have to purify yourself. You have to purify your core, your base pyramid, which is your root. You have to understand that you have stability. You're living in America, you're stable. Okay, there's nothing going to happen right now. The government is not going to war. There's no military. There's no female camps. Okay, you're stable, fine. Okay, you have a job. You've been working there for 10 years. You're not going to get fired. You're just getting by, maybe. Maybe you're just kind of like middle management, and everything's flowing like clockwork. You got your car bills paid. Everything's paid, and you have $3,000 saving up for this fund and that fund. So why are you worried about your stability then? See, then you go to the next. Then where is your creativity? Where do you get your energy from? To lust, the gusto to live. Where do you get that from? Do you get it from going to work and knowing that you're going to get this money so you can buy these things, or do you get it from like a purpose of some kind of purpose, like you're doing this because you love it and it helps the world or people, that a niche market, you're doing something for greater than yourself, and you get wonderfully paid for it. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. To be happy and love what you do and be creative, yes, you should do that. So if you're not, then you have to understand why not. Maybe because you've been told you can't do it. And it's like, okay, people like us don't do this, or you're not supposed to do this, or, there's a certain identity that you have to keep up with. And you have to understand, what identity are you keeping up with? What is your identity? So you're Muslim, then what does that mean? If you're Muslim, then why are you worried about your survival? Okay, if you're Muslim, why are you... So it doesn't mean that you just don't take care of yourself. If you're Muslim, are you really grateful for Allah? Are you grateful for your body? Then what are you doing to show gratitude to your body? Are you polluting it with intoxications that, like sugar and things that destroy your immune system? Sugar is like a neurotoxin. They talk about Hamar, you can't be intoxicated going to Jummah, going to prayer. Are you kidding me? You know what happens to your body when an adult takes 2.3 grams of sugar? It automatically triggers responses to your body. It's like alarm bells start going off. Your liver starts producing different things to, like insulin, and all these other things happen. Sugar is a freaking neurotoxin. But no one talks about that, being intoxicated with sugar and going to prayer, But it's, the thing is, we have to know a lot more about ourselves. You can't benefit your family. You can't benefit your career. You can't benefit your work environment. You can't benefit your community if you don't understand yourself, and you can't benefit yourself. You can only give what you have to give. The amount of love that you can give somebody else, care or help you can give somebody else, is something that you have to have within yourself. And to have that within yourself, you have to cultivate it within yourself. You can't just intellectualize this kind of stuff. It has to be from experience. Okay, so I just want to tell you that. Understand your energy, and that's what changed me. That's what took my, it turned around. It's still turning around, but it's like a journey, It's like every day is a new day. And it just like how in Islam we say, each time you go to sleep and you wake up, you just died and woke up. You literally died and you woke up. Okay? That's like, oh, that's awesome to know that. It's awesome because then you know that death is just an illusion. The physical death is an illusion, but you die. You have a small death when you go to sleep and you wake up. So when you have a small death and you go to sleep and wake up, you can wake up a new person and start doing new habits. You can change yourself 1% a day in 30 days. Something like, I don't know, if you change yourself 1% each day by compound effect, you can be a new person in 30 days. And that's why we have Ramadan for 30 days, one moon cycle. Because you're supposed to awaken your Kundalini. Now, actually, your Kundalini is already awoken. You're supposed to guard it. You're supposed to basically take control of it, like the black stallion. Like you have 30 days to start controlling this wild animal and breaking it in a way where it is your beast that you ride around and you tell it where to go. It doesn't control you anymore. And that's by understanding your energy, because you're not just your physical body. This is only 0.03%, 0.04% of the light spectrum that you see. You're your thoughts, you're your habits, you're your labels that you've put upon yourself. And that's all your energy. And if you really want to know your energy, I offer this service. I spent a lot of money at one time to understand my energy and I'm going to offer that same service to you. So if you're interested, not interested, because if you're interested in this, you're gonna do only until like your comfort zone allows you to do, until your nafs tells you, okay, you can't do this or do this other way. And then that's what interest means, because as soon as it starts hitting your comfort zone and going outside of it, then you'll quit. But if you're committed to understanding yourself and knowing your energy and really transforming your life for the better, your health, your mental health, your physical health, which will start reflecting in the physical reality, in this dunya, this illusion. It'll start reflecting in your illusion, your mental, emotional health, and you'll just be a new person, okay? DM me and let me know. And you can, yeah, just definitely just look in the mirror and know that that every time you go to sleep and wake up, you can relive, you can change yourself. And it's quantum. You know, we live in the quantum realm now, where it doesn't take 5 years or 1 year to do this kind of stuff. You can by the end of Ramadan, you could be a completely different person. In 1 month, you can be a different person. You know, it's like you'll be different in your mind, and your body will start following. And why would you go back to your old self? You wouldn't. Okay, everyone, I have to go pray. So, assalamu alaikum, and have a great